That's my life.
What's the deal? I'm LATWAN. Man, I had to go and get that haircut, bro. Cut that bullshit off my goddamn head, man. I ain't got time to be picking and trying to pick my hair and maintenance that shit. I ain't got the time nowadays to be trying to do all that, man. It's pick up the brush and go. Like, that's so much easier. But, how you motherfuckers been? You know what I'm saying? I've been good. Been living good, you know what I'm saying? A lot of gratitude in my life right now. Just for being in the situation that I'm in, you know what I'm saying? Just with having my sanity, you know what I'm saying? For shit, I wake up every day, you know what I'm saying? With just joy. Just for being able to just be myself, you know, and not have to worry about necessarily, you know, backlash for being yourself. You know, that is like I think that's the most joy that you can have, you know, like when you can be yourself and you ain't gotta worry about no backlash, and you being yourself, but you not being a toxic version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the balance that you gotta understand, like, as far as what I'm talking to myself, but basically the kind of balance that you gotta understand is just like, you have to learn how to be yourself, but you can't be yourself in a situation where like you toxic to other people. You have to learn that fine line, you know what I'm saying? You gotta learn that fine balance when it comes to this shit, as far as, you know, elevating and stuff, because you can't isolate yourself completely from people, because that's just not realistic, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, damn, it's a double-edged sword, because you need to isolate yourself from people to become, you know what I'm saying, the best version of what you can be. Because most people, if they're not saying it, you know what I'm saying, they thinking it, and that's just human nature. So I don't necessarily take things people say personally, because 9 times out of 10, if somebody got something to say to you or about you, and it's some hating shit, and you ain't really did nothing to them, 9 times out of 10, you know what I'm saying, that they feel some way about themselves. So that's why they even took the time to do that. You know, like, I don't even have the time, like, I don't even acknowledge shit that, you know, is just not it don't need to be acknowledged. Certain shit just don't even need to be acknowledged. It don't even need the attention, because what you pay attention to, you grow. So there's certain things, you know, that you do have to isolate yourself from when it comes to just wanting to be a better version of yourself. And it's like, it's so fucked up, because becoming your better self, you start to like lose certain people. You know what I'm saying? Certain people in your life, they start to go their own way or some shit, or they don't like the way that you are now or some shit, because they're conditioned, you know what I'm saying, to the whoever you were when they first met you. So if you trying to be a better person, people that met you at a different stage in your life, they're conditioned to look at you as that person for the rest of their life. Most people, you know what I'm saying? Most people, some people understand people grow, you know what I'm saying? But psychologically, from my experience, most people look at you as who they seen you as when they first met you. So if you was a playful ass dude and joking and all that kind of shit when you first met somebody, if you be like, okay, 6 months later, I'm finna chill and, you know, take life serious, that same person would be like, bro, you changing, or some shit like that. And it's like, yes, I am changing, but it's like I'm changing for the better. And the way human nature work is, that person could only have been around you for entertainment at that time, because that's all they wanted in their life. You know what I'm saying? All they wanted was to be entertained. They don't want to take shit serious. They just want a lot of entertainment, which to me, that's distractions. You know what I'm saying? When you're a person that you always looking to be entertained, like you just want to be distracted from whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? I can't really say what anybody's dealing with, but when you trying to be entertained and not informed, because I feel like there's a healthy balance that you can do. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be entertained and get some information that you can apply to your life and turn to wisdom, like, that shit is possible. But most people don't want to do that. Most people don't want, you know what I'm saying? Most people don't want to be a better person. And that's just the reality of life. And it's overcoming having to have that realization, that shit ain't easy. It's not easy, bro. Because it's like, especially if you was a person that you was raised to like, not be a fool but for somebody, but actually genuinely care for a motherfucker. Like, no, I'm not a fool for you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't just gonna throw me around, but I actually care for your well-being type shit. Like when you was raised in that environment, but then when you get older and you realize and you start want to do better in your life and shit like that, and you realize pouring your love or attention and all that kind of shit into people that just want to be entertained, like, bro, that's a waste of time. Especially if you're a person that you want to do something, or you just want to be a better person internally. You ain't got to do nothing physically. You just like, nigga, I just want to be a better person, you know what I'm saying, internally. That's the only way you're gonna do it. Because if you surrounding yourself with people that just want to be entertained all the time, like, they don't want to take nothing serious. You know what I'm saying? And you shouldn't be a person that's serious all the time. I had to learn that myself. Like, you can't be serious all the time. Like, you gotta let up, because then you're gonna be fucking tense all the time if you serious all the time. But at the same time, you still need to know, nigga, life real. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this spiritual stuff is cool. All that spiritual talk, all that stuff is cool. I'm a very spiritual person. But regardless of how fake life people want to say it is with this spiritual shit, life is real. So you can sit up and talk all this delusional shit and, you know, all this stuff, because I done been there, I done done that. You can do that, but understand, life is real. And if you get to the point to where you can't pay your bills or some shit, you just getting old, you know what I'm saying, and you neglected the reality of life because you was just so spiritual, like, you might be at peace internally, but your life, your physical life, gonna be a hell. And from what I learned on my spiritual journey, if that's what you want to call it, you need to have a balance of both in life. You can't just be all spiritual and dark and light, dark or light, or positive or negative, or demons or angels. Like, you can't be all that shit, bro. You gotta have some fucking balance in your damn life. Like, niggas be going overboard with that shit. Like, yes, it's cool that you know your information, bro, but like, what's your real life like? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing in your real life to reflect that information? Or what are you trying to do? Or what do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Or fuck all that. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And that's the part you get, because I got lost in that shit. You know what I'm saying? I got lost in being over spiritual. Because you be so fucking spiritual, like, you just neglect the reality of shit. I mean, anytime reality comes back to your face, you using some kind of spiritual term to belittle reality, when it's like, life is real. It don't give a fuck about that spiritual shit if you ain't trying to make sure your real life right. All that spiritual shit is pointless if your real life ain't right. Like, or if you're not aligning your real life to be right. Because, like, I'm not perfect. I'm not where I want to be. I'm far from that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm far from where I want to be. But my intent when I wake up every day is to make sure that I'm a better person every day, and that I'm always I'm always basically paying attention to myself, being self-aware and understanding myself. Like, sometimes I do it too fucking much, but I'm just that kind of person. Like, self-analysis. Like, I do a self-analysis of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like, okay, it ain't everybody's fault every time. Like, sometimes it is just people's, the way they are. But every time, it's not everybody's fault. You got to understand, all right, what did I play? What part did I play in this shit? You know what I'm saying? What did I do to make this person react like this? Or did I do anything to make this person react like this? And only a mature person gonna think like that. People that's not mature not gonna think like that. They just gonna always take the victim mentality. Like, if vampires were real, I would definitely say they're the victim mentality people. Like, the people that's always in a mentality of being a victim, because it's just their energy, bro. Like, people that know anything about energy, like, man, like, you could just tell. Like, people like that always think they're a victim of some shit, man, like their energy is just like a fucking downer. Like it's ridiculous, but you just gotta overcome that shit, overcoming the animalistic nature of being a human if you want success. And like, this shit tough. I'm going through this shit right now, man, and I'm just documenting my life as I go through this shit because I'm gonna do it. So, you know what I'm saying, and ain't nothing gonna stop me. I just realized the, you know what I'm saying, the potholes and the things that's there in life as far as just like as a regular human being, you know what I'm saying? I'm realizing this shit, and so I just document it, you know, but it's food for thought. I'm LATWAN. You do the dishes. Peace.